Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. I nearly said echoes there, for fuck's sake. Last episode we came here to this creepy place with all the spooky dead, not stormtroopers, pirates that have had various nasty things done to them. This one's had been crippled during combat, unable to reach safety before termination. And then you got ones that had assault rifle wounds from a friendly unit with the cause of death. Severe trauma sustained to all appendages suggests it was killed by multiple attackers. Yes, it's not painting a very nice picture, is it? And indeed, we're getting into a particularly spooky part of Skytown here. Let's utilise this lift and head up. Ooh, that's something creepy and fleshy in front of us there as well. So, there is a energy tank. Fuck, my brain just stopped working there entirely. Which we can't get for now, but we will get later. Oh, and look at these things. Yes, I think you could have seen this coming. As a containment unit online, the pod's power source is keeping the unit's energy barrier active. So we are protected from the little bastards for now. We've got these things up ahead, which we will be dealing with a little later. These are locking mechanisms which need a simultaneous blast to all targets to disengage the locks. Cool. Man, I'm having real problems with my pointer. This is the same session as the last two episodes. And it's fallen apart. I don't know why. Man, I'm really tempted to just go and, like, I think it's a sensitivity thing or something, right? It definitely knows it's in the right place. I'm pointing at it. I'm literally pointing at it. I'm the normal distance. I've sat from it for 6 years. Why have you stopped working now? Ugh, either way. We got a kind of airlock system here, so the spinner will open one but close the other. So hopefully this isn't like a you're trapped in here with me kind of situation. Oh, well, that's part of the problem. The sensor bar's wildly on the piss. But it wasn't earlier. I just did it then when I was trying to fix it. So that'll solve some problems and create other more exciting problems, I suspect. If we head not that way, this way. It is this way. This place is very disorientating. You do have to keep an eye on the map up there. You can just see it's a lot of twisty, very narrow corridors full of spooky shit. Here we have another lift, but this one actually goes down. You can see this place is just a god-awful nightmare, and it's oh no, this does go up. And this upper level is exactly the same floor structure. But yes, of course, it was only a matter of time before we came across the titular enemy. These, for anyone who is somehow not aware, these are Metroids. So technically they're not the titular enemy. The titular enemy is Metroid Prime, who we've actually not seen in person yet, because she's Dark Samus. Can't go that way, so we may as well go this way. Looking at the map, left is going to be a failure, so we'll go right, which is also a failure. But I think we actually do want to go this way. Yes. No? Yes. Yeah, because there's a little bomb plate here. Ooh, they can be Did I go through it? No, I didn't go through it. And we crack it open on the other side as well. Wonderful. Right, now, I think we're nearly towards the end of this spooky section. Just the music's very creepy compared to Alicia's normal, which has a very nice kind of relaxing music. Still very orange here, though, I notice. People have had a lot of views and a lot of interesting discussion has been had about why this game is so orange. A lot of people thinking, oh, by the way, new scan, this is a steam spider, tiny labour mechanoids, threat index minimal. Yes, a lot of people have said that the game being orange, well, I'll talk about this in a second. So we've got something useful behind there, but can't get through it while the power is active. But look here, there's this kind of containment device, which is secured in place, could probably be ripped off if pulled with enough force. Yoink! And behind it is indeed an energy cell, so this will power down the shield. Wonderful! Nothing will go wrong. Firstly, that gives us another energy cell, always handy. So, this... oh, bloody hell. This doesn't give us anything because we actually need to smash through the glass first. So this was a new thing in Metroid Prime 2, but it's in this one as well, the Seeker Missile. So this lets us fire up to 5 targets at once. Very handy for when you need to target multiple things simultaneously. Like here, you hold down and you paint them all the targets, and then you let go, and it goes whoop, and opens up. And of course, as you can imagine, we have opened the containment shields, which means not only is with the missiles freed, but also the various Phazon Metroids around the facility have also been freed. So you can look forward to a fun few minutes of fighting your way out past this nonsense. We go that way. Map is very actually handy here for keeping an eye on stuff. Spookily empty containers, conspicuously empty, I would say. Metroids scootling along below you. None of these are happy signs. Let's say that much. I wanted to go right there. You obviously have a few more options for directions here because you now have the secret missile, so you can open stuff like this. But there's a Metroid in the way, so let's give him a quick scan, especially while he's frozen. This is a Phazon Metroid. Can phase out of local time space. Ugh. Vulnerable to extreme cold. That's the easiest way to defeat them. An ice missile followed by a plasma blast. The issue is, as it mentioned, they phase out of the local time space, which can make them annoying to hit with ice missiles. Hyper mode is powerful against the... Oh, yeah, you see, they just fucking disappear there. When they're attacking you like that, like they'll come flying towards you like face first, like trying to grapple onto you. That's the time that you're guaranteed to be able to get a missile hit on them, but that also means they're about to do you in, so... Anyway, while we're fighting our way out, let's talk about this game being orange. So first off, I'd like to say, I do intend to show off exactly how orange this is in the game. This game is at the end. I'm going to take every single frame of footage that I record for this series. Oi! When they grapple onto your face like that, go into mothball, drop a couple of bombs. I'm gonna go through every single frame of footage I've shot and take the average color of it. There are then two ways to display that data, which is quite cool. One of them is to display it as like a series of bars. So you make like a series of bar images from left to right where... Oh, bloody hell. I think we got him just in time. Oh no, he didn't attack me for whatever reason. And then to make it where every bar is a frame and you can just kind of see how average color changes over time. Or you can just take literally the average color. What is the average color occurring during this game and what is the most frequently occurring color. It'll be curious to see what it is. I suspect it'll be on the orange end of things. Anyway, when you're in hyper mode, as you can see, you can kill these guys pretty quickly, but you have to be able to successfully get into hyper mode and actually land the hits on them. We can't get through that bit there where the spinner was, but instead we can get around here and start working around the edge because there is another thing here. What's it called? Not multi-lock. Brain not working. Seeker missile door there. Here we have to fight several of the bastards at once, but this is one of the very few times in the game where Hyperball is actually very useful in a combat situation. Perhaps it's not much more useful than just... Did I not kill one? No, I didn't. It's not much more useful than just regular hyper mode in terms of energy used over time, but it's kind of cool to actually just be able to use Hyperball for something. Blast through this, grab the tank while you're here. We've got more than half the tanks now, which is pretty nice. And let's head out of the lift, and we're done with Metroids for the foreseeable future. I went for a drink because I thought that was going to be like a lift cutscene, which this game doesn't really have. This isn't Metroid Prime 1, so that was foolish on my part. Ugh, don't worry, it's just a cough. It's not that cough. Yes, in case anyone was wondering where I am in the UK, and as indeed is the entire UK, we're under officially lockdown at the moment. It is the 31st of March as of recording, and we're not really supposed to go outside, which doesn't really impact my life at all one way or the other. This is not where I wanted to be. There's actually a little tricksy bit up here that I wanted to access. I've got lost, haven't I? Yeah, I figured it out now. Yeah, basically you're not supposed to go back the same way you came in necessarily. I mean, you can, but there's a much quicker and easier way here. It is through this thing here. But yes, the old coronavirus is locking us down pretty hard. I know a couple of people who've had it kind of roughly, as in like been, not like hospitalised, but seriously, uncomfortably, can't do anything, stuck in bed, struggling to breathe for like a week. So it's definitely a thing. But it hasn't got to me yet because I haven't been going outside. And as I being, I guess, self-employed officially, well, it's hard to tell what I really am, but certainly, oh, more Metroids, lovely. But certainly, yes, working from home a lot and not going out anywhere at the best of times. Hasn't hugely affected my life terribly, so that's kind of nice in its own way. Anyway, I'm trying to kill these damn idiot Metroid. Fuck off, will ya? Oh, the phasing is very annoying. There we go. Dodge that, you little bastard. Whoop. Right, let's zip over. Well, those Metroids are going to try and fuck me up here, but I'm just going to completely ignore them. In Metroid Prime games, enemies can never go between rooms. It's a whole loading thing, and it works in our favour here. We've got a little data bot here to not forget to shoot if we scan it. Elysian data dot decoded. Loss. It was approximately 5 months ago that our systems detected a meteor-like object collide with a planet in a nearby galaxy. The impact was followed by a spreading of corruption, identical to the one we saw devour our creator's planet. More so than ever, we were determined to aid the Aurora and discover the source of these objects. Months passed before we'd uncover its origin. It had come from through a wormhole from an incredibly distant planet. We studied the link between this tear in space and the location it was connected to. As we delved deeper, it became clear to us that this was the mysterious planet that the Chozo Searcher had been seeking. The living planet was aggressively attacking other worlds, hurling parts of itself across the cosmos like missiles. We had finally discovered the source of these corrupted meteors. It was about a month ago that we made our revelation, but all attempts at transmitting the critical data to the Federation were unsuccessful. It appeared that the Aurora unit had become disabled. We tried desperately to restore the Aurora unit, but it had been corrupted by an unknown virus. Our only means of communication with the Federation was severed. So, that's almost the end of the Elysian story now, and you can see how it all ties together, this mysterious living planet that they had identified. Turns out that's probably actually the source of the Leviathans, which is all very interesting. Anyway, with that done, we've activated a lift which gets back up to here if we need to be here. I really thought that was going to open that there. I guess it doesn't. So if we go through here, then we get two things. Number one is a missile expansion, always nice. And number two is this thing here. So if we scan this in the middle, we've got a plate here with locking mechanisms activated. A simultaneous blast will disengage the locks. So we know what that's going to be. Behind it, we have got a Theronian containment unit. Nuclear substances present. Handle with extreme caution. By which I mean launch missiles at it. Oh, didn't get them all in time. Sometimes the Seeker missile can be a bit janky like that. There we go. It depends kind of if you are slightly further away from it, you'll have the missiles have a better chance of like straightening out their trajectory so they all hit simultaneously. But as you can see, we're just freeing these various holding clamps for it, and when we hit this final one here, oh, balls. So, with it open to the sky, we can of course now pick this up with our ship.
Data received.
So, that is the first of the two Donuts of Doom collected. As for the second one, now we need to head, we're done here. Actually, if you look at the map, you can see we've explored almost everywhere, apart from one actual safe station. Other than that, we've explored basically all of this area here. There's still a couple more pickups to get, but we'll be back for those later. For now, we need to head back over to the other side of Skytown, and I will meet you at Zipline Station Bravo. So here we can actually unlock a wee shortcut back to exactly where we need to be by opening this cannon as well. The one on the opposite side we've already opened because it was behind a lid of slag which we melted with the plasma beam, but now this will send us straight over to the transit hub. And indeed, you may remember this from quite a while ago, was this thing here, which is also a Seeker thing. What's it doing, you ask? Well, it doesn't tell us, but once we open it, it should become clear. Look at that, there's another Donut of Doom up there, so let's take it and add it to our bomb.
Data received.
Excellent work, Samus. The Theronian bomb is complete. We are now ready to execute the fire.
Oh, I think I've cut him off, and I'm worried that when I land on the other side, he's going to say exactly the same thing again. Be prepared for that, ladies and gentlemen.
Excellent work, Samus. The Theronian bomb is complete. We are now ready to execute the final stage of our plan. Place the bomb in the cargo hold of the Spire pod. We will mark the Spire location on. Please hurry. There is no time to lose.
So, once I'm out of this lift, I will show you the place where we are taking the bomb to is this massive triangle thing in the middle. This here, the Spire pod. So, once over here, it's as simple as...
Data received.
Samus, now that the bomb is in place, return to the AU chamber so that we may discuss the final stage of our plan. The Theronian bomb is primed and ready. Excellent work, Samus. To drop the bomb onto the Leviathan shield, you must move the bomb pod directly over the Leviathan and shut down the pod's engine. This must be done manually. This is a dangerous mission. Will you accept it? Thank you. Initiating Skytown migration. We will move the Skytown facility as close as possible to the Leviathan shield, and then deploy the bomb pod. Do you understand what you are supposed to do, Samus? After shutting off the engines, use the escape capsule to return here.
Skytown migration complete.
You must now proceed to the bomb pod. We will release the cables once you're in position. We regret this mission places you in mortal danger, but there are no other options. Good luck.
Well, that all sounds fairly intense, so we've got to basically just hover over the place and then just drop the engines on a whole section of Skytown and defend it while it rides down. Cool, let's head back over to the Spire then.
Samus, we are sensing a large number of enemy units in your vicinity. The pirates must have detected your movement toward the seed. If the Spire is destroyed before reaching the impact site, all hope for Elysia is lost. You must defend the Spire at all costs. Use everything in your power to ensure its safe passage. Good luck, Samus.
So we've got the health of the spire at the top here, and we've got these irritating things. So this is a Space Pirate Assault Skiff. Lightly armoured assault craft. Cannon appears vulnerable. So it's kind of like a special version of an ATC even. I would, whenever you see them, they are the only thing here that can actually damage the spire structure. So I would say, as soon as you see them appear, turn hyper and blast everything you've got into them. Other than that, just keep an eye on them. There will be a lot of enemies here, but these ones are the only ones you really need to worry about. There's drones around and all sorts, but you can pretty much ignore them. If you want to take out these drones, you can take them out nice and quickly with Seeker missiles. You can take out a couple at the same time. But yes, let's just also take a moment to appreciate how fucking cool this scene is. That it's like, oh balls. You're on, like you're on a spike thing, like a floating sky facility, in the middle of like a massive storm on a gas giant, carrying a nuclear bomb to like down to destroy the shield and having to like protect it. This is seriously like well cool. Fuck's sake, this thing is taking so many hits and just ugh. Right, there we go. Okay, we actually got it that time. My main advice here is just keep eyes on your motion detector, like your radar in the top left. That will basically tell you if another one of those skiffs is about. They always appear on it, even if they're quite far away. Other than that, as I've said, nothing can actually really damage the spire. There we go. Oh, well, this is just an ATC, actually. The real business one. Oh, no, that's also an ATC. Cool. The things that are coming off it are new, or at least one of them is. This is an armoured shield trooper. As you can imagine, it's an armoured trooper, but if you rip its shield off, it's just a normal armoured trooper. And, yeah, don't be afraid to use hyper mode in this fight. That's all I'll say. As I say in almost every fight. That's a general good rule with this game. Just never be afraid to use hyper mode. It'll always be generally more useful in terms of the enemies you'll take out. Aha! See that one over there? There's a radar signature that's quite far away from us, and indeed it is. It's another one of these skiffs. So as soon as it turns to face us, I'm going to blast its face off with phase on. Or not particularly well. Oh, it's letting me free target. I don't particularly want to free target, though, is the issue there. Oh, they can just, when they're moving, they're just impossible to target. Like, literally impossible. You just have to wait until they are about to fire. There we go. Inject an entire energy tank that was unnecessary. Oh, there's a third skiff over there. I saw it. Come on, you get out of my way. You're not necessary here. Oh, they're actually quite tall up close. Right, I'm keeping an eye on that skiff. Right, actually, I'm going to ignore that guy entirely. And, well, I can track this guy on the radar anyway. As soon as this turns to actually fire on the spire, this is a bit's pretty straightforward to actually survive. It's pretty, you have to fuck up pretty badly. Jesus Christ, did that pirate just jump off at the end? Did anyone else see that? He just literally went, ah! That was ludicrous. Anyway, let's do this. Turn off engine number 1, number 2, and number 3.
Engine override initiated. Deploying emergency escape pod. Scuttle sequence commencing. 5 minutes.
So we've got 5 minutes to get in here and press this button. Pretty straightforward.
Escape pod malfunction. Opening repair access tunnel.
Of course there's a malfunction with the pod, but as it says, you've got 5 minutes. And what you need to do here does not take 5 minutes unless you are, like, critically incompetent. Head all the way down into the bottom, and we have got some quick battlefield repairs to do. So hope you can weld well under pressure. Which, yeah, I don't know. People have complained about the welding in this game in the past. To me, they've been like, oh yeah, you have to have a really steady hand. It's like, no, you don't really. It's very, like, it's pretty forgiving. These are, granted, some slightly funky shapes, and it is like the screen occasionally shakes, but really, it's straightforward. There's one there. Then there's one here behind this panel if we grapple off, and then 4 minutes, bags of time. Let's pick that up there, and there we go, close enough. See, that's the thing, it's very forgiving. Final one is behind this panel here, and we just go zap. It's a cool addition of the welding. Like, a lot of the stuff in this feels like nonsense, pointless motion controls, but this is at least, it's kind of cool that it's like, you use the plasma.
Escape pod online.
you use the plasma cannon not just as a weapon, but it also has like an additional function. I think it's mildly cool. Focus on the mildly, I suppose, but it's something at least. It's one of the things that just makes this game feel more different to the other two than Prime 2 did to Prime 1. Because those were very similar games, whereas this is a lot more, a bit more above and beyond that. Anyway, let's roll.
Engine shutdown in 3 minutes.
Really? Am I going to die due to motion controls? There we go.